Hey sister cousins, welcome to my channel. I'm Lady C and I'm here to see if the juice is worth the squeeze. Like and subscribe if you're new and run it up in the comments. Let me know what's real. Now, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to talk about Miss Kelli Ferrel, Brit Eady, and Paris.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, girls, so I know that I'm new to these YouTube streets and nobody seems to care about my opinion. However, if you did, girl, let's talk about Miss Kelli Ferrel and the breakdown of her friendship to Pistol Grip Pump, aka Miss Bangkok.
You in Bangkok, sweetie. There's a reason they don't call it Bangkok.
Aka Brit Eady. Now, everybody has been teasing this fallout between them two, and nobody seems to be paying attention to the why. As our good girlfriend and new fave, Miss Angela Oakley, likes to say, what was the cause?
What was the cause? That's the question I asked.
What was the cause of the breakdown of their friendship? Why are they no longer friends anymore? Is it just this isolated incident, or is it
a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush?
Now, I'm sure that there will be more that will unfold during the season, but I just feel like nobody has linked the connections together. And for some reason, it's been right in our faces this entire time, but nobody wanted to do the digging. So I said, you know what, go ahead and grab my little shovel. I'll go ahead and do the digging for everybody. And then y'all could pick it up and put it on y'all bigger platforms and then act like y'all was the one that broke it first. But we all know the truth, okay? What we do know is that Kelli Ferrel and Brit Eady are one of 4 of the newest cast members to Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, we have all been under the impression that they were friends prior to the show. Now, there's 2 stories running, and I'm not sure if I'm just a little slow. Maybe that's possible, you know. But I could have sworn that Kelli or Brit said that they were friends for about 3 years prior to shooting. Now, in recent interviews, Kelli has said that they were friends for roughly a year, maybe a year and a half prior to shooting. So they were really, really cool. Then they got on the show, and it's just been, you know, good until it wasn't, right? Now, girl, Kelli has kind of come in pretty strong. She's come in with the fashions.
No one bought fashion the way I did this season, so ladies can chirp that up.
She's this little pint-sized, you know, ball of fun, and she just is just this classy girl that just always has it all together. Now, there's been some circulations about her financial struggles, her divorce, and maybe some of her divorce has a lot to do with some of her financial woes, especially when it comes to opening her new location in Sandy Springs with Nana's Chicken and Waffles, right? So I said, okay, well, if they're not friends right now, like what would the reason be? Like, they seem to be so cool. Kelli has really shown up for her this entire season thus far. We are 9 episodes in. So it just doesn't make sense why they wouldn't be friends, right? Until I saw the episode air on, I think it was the 7th episode of The Real Housewives.
I am just seeing how far my stylist is because he bought all of my looks for me.
So let me just paint this picture for you really quick, right? Okay, so they arrived to Nashville. Kelli's at the table. They're all having their little meal or whatever, their little snackies at the table. And Kelli's on her phone waiting for her stylist to arrive, right? Now, I was like, this is a lot for a first season girl. Like, usually the first season girls are very like low budget. I'm not gonna say low budget, but you know, they don't come in fabulous. They kind of come in, you know, doing their own hair and makeup. They don't have a team. They're really regular at first. And then season 2 and beyond, then they, you know, they hire the stylist, then the makeup artist and everything else, right? But Miss Kelli, girl, she came in with the stylist. You know, they aired that, oh, I'm waiting on my stylist to arrive. So I'm like, oh, okay, this girl has really got it together, right? So he gets there he has her looks, right? And I apologize. I'm going to refer to Paris or Paris as they, because I'm just not sure. I referred to Paris as she the last time, but I just want to be correct. So they arrived to Nashville with Kelli's looks, and Kelli was such a good friend.
Thank you for being a friend.
And she offered her stylist up to Brit so that she can look just as nice, because, you know, Brit is like regular housewives. She doesn't have everything all together. She's a pretty girl naturally, so it doesn't really take a lot for her to look good right now, right? Because like her or not, she's a really, really pretty girl, okay? So it was right at that moment that I was like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. Well, a little bit, because I really didn't have any concrete information. At the time, I just didn't care. I was just so caught up in the other drama that I really kind of, I peeped it, and then I did some research, but I didn't quite like dive in, right? And then they aired the clip with, you know, Brit saying what she said to Kelli, and Kelli, you know, and her having a little fallout.
You would never be me, bitch! Nobody wants to be you, you little hobbit.
I was like, huh. When she said you could never be like me in the clip, I was like, maybe this has something to do with that stylist. So then I went over to the socials, Instagram, and I saw that Kelli is not mentioned, listed anywhere on Paris's Instagram. And then I go to see, you know, are they following her? Nope, they're not following each other. But Paris is following Brit. Brit is following Paris. Other people in the, you know, all of the big girls in the Atlanta area all follow Paris. Kelli has since solicited the assistance of stylist I'm sorry, I apologize. I may be messing up your name, but we're just gonna go with that, right? So she has since, you know, outsourced a New York stylist, and that's that, right? On this journey to 1,000 subscribers, I just want to say this episode is sponsored by you. Thank you so much for your support and helping me along this journey. Your support keeps me encouraged. It keeps me going. It keeps me wanting to make more content. Hopefully you like what you see. So if you like what you see, girl, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, girl. I won't bite, okay? All right, now let's get back to the show. So now what I'd like to focus on is why. Why are they not friends? Because in a lot of Kelli's interviews, she's mentioned loyalty.
It doesn't seem like y'all are friends anymore.
No, we are not. Because one thing about me is I'm a very loyal friend.
I think the friendship was just as fake as the pastry. Loyalty lies, you know, in certain places.
There was no loyalty this season?
It wasn't much besides me.
Relationship and friendship is completely different. I think you find out who's loyal and who isn't. So again, that loyalty, I mean, it couldn't be my friend.
So I'm like, okay, is it that Brit did something else outside of this stylist? Was it that the stylist... Okay, I'm just say this. Sometimes when you mix company, there's a level of insecurity that may come with mixing company, right? So if you have a kiki with your girlfriends and you know that that girlfriend likes to gossip and talk mess.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
It's fun and games when it's just the two of you, but if one of your own friends get mixing and mingling, you're not sure if you could quite trust that said friend with the other person. So sometimes people don't really like to mix up their friends like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, is it that Brit maybe told or was telling her business to Paris? Or was it vice versa? Was it Paris that was telling her business? Was Paris not paid enough? Because I looked on their website or their Instagram, and there was some cryptic messages, and I'll go ahead and post the messages, but some of it was, you know, they had me doing manual labor pertaining to the peace brunch.
Paris is my stylist, and he's helping me out today with the peace brunch.
Someone said that they really thought it was really cool that they were, you know, the stylist for Kelli, and that, you know, Kelli looks so good and you should be the stylist for everybody. And Paris said that's sort of the reason why some of my clients aren't clients anymore. So I'm like, oh, okay, so it's definitely some juice there.
I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze.
But I just want to understand the why. Okay, so there's 2, maybe 3 ways that this could go of why they fell out, right? So to me, I'm just gonna go off of my own opinion. I could be completely wrong, but let's just, you know, entertain ourselves, right? So Brit sort of comes off like a fraud, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because she contradicts herself so much. She wants you to believe like, yeah, girl, I'm coined up. I got the money. You know, it's all about the money. She kind of wants to give Shamia's lifestyle, but in her own life. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wants to posture and put on like, I just got all the coin and I'm just so coined down, and, you know, it's just money, 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 right? Versus coming in not necessarily humble, because you need to pop your ish when you come onto these platforms. So I'm not really like downplaying that, but it has to be legit, you know? And also it could speak for itself. Like Shamia, for instance, even though I ain't really fooling with her lately, but she never had to like brag. You know what I'm saying? Her life speaks for itself. She doesn't have to like, I have all these things and I'm just so grand and da-da-da. You know what I mean? So what I'm thinking, how it could be, is that maybe Brit, okay, so you know how you have like, okay, so let's just say you and your homegirl are going out, right? And you have a pair of Louis Vuitton, you know, some red bottoms. And so your friend, she's kind of like not really there yet, but you know, she's a cute, classy girl. She have her little Coach bags and stuff, but you have all the Chanel and everything else, right? And so you say, well, girl, you want to wear some pieces out of my closet? I'll let you use a few pieces. So you put her in some of your red bottoms. You give her a little Chanel bag to step out with you, because you're stepping out the way you're stepping out, and you know, you want your friend to match your fly, right? And so, you know, you guys go out and your friend is getting all these compliments and you're happy for her. You're like, yeah, that's my girl, like, you know. But then your friend takes it just a little too far. And so when she posts her outfit and she says things like, Louis Prada Gucci, Louis Prada Gucci, pop them tags, pop them tags. You're not a baddie unless you have one of these. Got them black cards, unlimited. And showing off the Chanel bag that you let her borrow. And everybody is all, oh yeah, girl, I love your bag. And she's like, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you know, girl, you know how I do.
I'm so happy I'm a part of the upper echelon, part of the higher class.
And so she's giving you all of this, you know, fluff, like she just has it. And you're standing there like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, what? She ain't a diva. All she got in her closet is some Coach bags and Michael Kors, okay? But you done let her borrow your Chanel, and now she's acting like she was born this way. And so now there's a little bit of friction in the mix because she's posing and posturing as such, and she's really not that girl, right? Now, some may say, well, girl, don't hate on her. Shoot, she ain't never had nothing. So let her, you know, let her shine a little bit. And that's fine. Somebody gives a compliment, take the compliment, right? But when you start posing and giving this aesthetic, like, yeah, girl, this is, girl, you can't sit with us, and you could barely sit with you too. That's where I feel like, you know, maybe it's something there. Now, the other side of that could be on Brit's end, where she's like, well, girl, I like your stylist, so I want to use your stylist too. And so now y'all share a stylist. You're a tall glass of water. Kelli is a, you know, little pint-sized princess. And maybe Paris likes to dress Brit. And, you know, maybe she's getting a lot more bookings or a little bit more of a look because she's a taller girl. She has a longer frame for the clothes to lay a certain way, okay? And maybe that might have irritated Kelli, where it's like, girl, I done gave you this look and now you done stole my look. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could go a lot of ways. And I'm not saying that Kelli would be wrong in either scenario, but it could be like, girl, I just liked your stylist and we vibe and now we're cool and, you know, I want to work with this stylist. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Kelli just is like, okay, girl, but I wanted to covet this for just me. So, and not to mention, I heard that Paris has been a stylist a lot around Atlanta and for a lot of other celebrities too. So it's not like Paris is just now being discovered. No, Paris has been out here doing the things, okay? But I don't know, girl. And then could it be that maybe Paris might have blurred the lines between business and, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Paris and Brit hit it off so well and maybe they got the gossiping in the corner somewhere and left Kelli out. And maybe Kelli's feeling like, well, girl, you're not being loyal. Because like I said, loyalty keeps coming up in the topic every time she speaks on Brit or the fallout without giving us too much. She keeps saying loyalty. I'm loyal. I'm this, I'm that. I'm loyal. Loyal. Loyalty. So I'm just wondering, was it something more there? Was Paris a casualty? Or was Paris the main reason why they're no longer friends, okay? But that's just, you know, my little quick thoughts real quick. I just wanted to talk about it some more because I did find just a little bit more, you know. So we just gonna try to juice this thing until we can't get no more juice out this lemon, okay? Because, baby, when I tell you that's about as entertaining as Brit has been this entire season, and to be quite honest, Kelli hasn't really been given much but a little shit starter too. So I don't know. It could be a lot of juice there or it could not be a lot of juice there. Who knows? But I just wanted to talk about it because it's in my head and I just want to take it out of my head into the YouTube streets and y'all do what y'all want with it. And if it happens to be true, girl, you heard it here first. Okay? Just letting you know, girl. Well, I guess I'm gonna call you guys back. Like and subscribe, hit the notification if you were really about that life, and run it down in the comments. Let me know what's real, girl. Now, again, be nice. I ain't really said too much. I wasn't too harsh with everybody. I was on my best behavior. Okay? All right, girl. I'll call you guys back later. Bye.